Now let us look at the structure of this beautiful book. Basically, the book only has two sections. The first section tells us how this beautiful world has gone wrong. I think all of us agree that when we see the world, we can see great beauty in it, and yet we can see things are not what they should be. The mountains, gorgeous mountains, are deforested. The beautiful land is depleted. The beautiful rivers are polluted. Something has gone wrong. So the first part of this Bible, just the first 1% of it, Genesis chapter 1 and the first 11, Genesis chapter 1 to chapter 11. That's all. Tells us how this beautiful world went wrong. Then the rest of the Bible, the other 99%, tells us how God would right the wrong. Not by fixing the messed up world and making a new creation, no. But how God would fix man and make a new creature. So the rest of the Bible, 99%, is the redemption drama. How God rescues man from himself, not from a messed up world. We can't blame the world. The world's messed up because of us. Right? So we see here just a two-part drama. And God, in this redemption rescue of us, reveals himself. His power, his patience, his wisdom, his mercy, his judgment. God reveals himself along the way in this drama. Now, of course, the two key books, usually in every well-written book, is the first chapter and the last chapter. And so it is with the Bible. Genesis, you must know Genesis, otherwise you don't know what the rest of the book is about. And then you want to know what's the goal of this book, what's the ending. So the two key books, as Christians, we must be very good in Genesis and Revelation. And yet the truth is, these are two books that many Christians do not know well. Genesis, you say, but most of us know Genesis well. But today, many Christians believe that Genesis is really a myth. A lot of Genesis is not real to them. They've been indoctrinated by the theory or the hypothesis of evolution, and they say, cannot be, God cannot have created this world in 6 days. So they write off Genesis as a myth. And then Revelation, they say, it's a mystery, you cannot understand it. Who is behind this situation? Satan. Satan hates these two books because in these two books, he is exposed. In Genesis, he is shown to have been the one to have brought problems into this beautiful creation. Satan likes to work behind the scenes. Even in Genesis, he didn't expose himself to Eve. He came as a serpent. Oh. And even today, most people do not believe there is someone called Satan. Most people think it's just a figurative person. Kind of sometimes like a cartoon. Really? You believe in the devil? You believe in Satan? The devil doesn't want to be known. A deceiver always wants to do things without you knowing. And he is the great deceiver. In Revelation, he is shown to be totally conquered, captured. He doesn't like that either. And so these two books he attacks. Myth, Genesis. Mystery, Revelation. And most Christians don't know these two books well. And therefore, their whole Christianity has no foundation and no goal. Right? So, remember, you have to build a strong foundation with Genesis. All the important truths in the Bible, and in fact, many of the important truths of our life are found in Genesis. They are in seed form, embryonic truths that are later going to be expanded in different parts of the Bible and explained more and more. Right? So we need to know Genesis, particularly Genesis chapter 1. That's the foundation. If you cannot believe Genesis chapter 1 is true, how can you believe the rest of the Bible? If the first page of the Bible you begin to doubt, is this real? How can you believe the rest? Genesis chapter 1 is God lays the foundation beautifully. Genesis chapter 1 is one of the easiest stories in the entire Bible. Imagine telling the creation of the world in such a way that a child can learn that story. Really, a child could learn it. 6-day creation. Nothing complicated. In fact, Bible translators tell us the easiest book in the entire Bible to translate to another culture, another language, is Genesis chapter 1. Because everything in Genesis chapter 1, any native, any tribe can understand. Everyone knows the moon, the sun, the fish, the birds, the plants. Nothing is difficult to translate. The rest of the Bible can be very difficult. How do you translate a grapevine to a person who's never seen a grape? How do you translate sheep to someone who's never seen a sheep? All these things, you don't know how to even translate it. But in Genesis chapter 1, translators say, easy. First book, very easy to translate. Any language can be translated in a way that can be understood by any tribe. So you see, God has made it so simple to lay that foundation.